Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are putting on our custom dual discs and diving deep into the very first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this deep dive is pretty essential, I think, not just for, nostalgia.
Right, because this season, it really completely reshaped one of the biggest card game franchises out there in modern history, really.
Exactly. This wasn't just like a sequel. It felt like a required reinvention, We're moving from all that foundational mythology of Yugi's time straight into Generation Next.
A whole new setting, new dueling style.
And crucially, this highly stratified new world. Where your social standing basically depends on your monster stats. It's kind of wild.
Our sources today, they give us this really comprehensive chronological blueprint of Season 1. We're talking lore, character arcs, which get surprisingly intense, and the strategic evolution of the card game itself.
Yeah, the game changed a lot.
So our mission here is to really pull out those key nuggets of knowledge, the things that define how the GX era basically set the blueprint for everything that came after.
And that blueprint, it's built right into the title, isn't it? The GX literally stands for Generation Next.
Okay.
And the main commercial goal, well, it was pretty straightforward. Following the model of franchises like Pokemon, Digimon.
Keep the merchandise moving.
Exactly. The story of the ancient pharaoh might have wrapped up, but the card, it needed a massive refresh, so the anime was the perfect vehicle, roll out new cards.
Especially the elemental heroes, right, and all the fusion stuff.
Precisely. Keep that market booming.
Okay, so let's unpack this. It's a monumental shift. We leave behind Yugi, the Pharaoh, the Millennium items, all that iconic stuff.
Gone. Well, not entirely gone, but sidelined.
And we head straight for Duel Academy, this huge school complex built by Seto Kaiba.
Of course it was Kaiba, on a remote island dedicated solely to churning out the next generation of pro duel.
The production itself, it reveals that global ambition does. Produced by Nihon Ad Systems and TV Tokyo, animated by Studio Gallop the Veteran, it was definitely designed for worldwide appeal.
Totally. But then, when it hit the West, licensed by 4Kids Entertainment, well, the landscape...
4Kid. Their legacy is always complicated, isn't it? For anyone who watched the original series, the censorship was always a huge talk.
It's a massive factor, yeah. Especially if you want to understand the subtleties of the plot. The U.S. audience got a heavily edited version.
Right, like any references to death, gambling, or the darker mystical stuff.
All softened. Or removed. Or replaced with the famous Shadow Realm threats.
Which becomes critical later, right? When we get into the Shadow Rider lore. Yeah. Like Professor Banner's backstory.
Absolutely. Those translation differences between the Japanese original and the English dub, they make a huge difference in understanding why character motivation changed.
Before we jump into the actual plot, I have to mention this little bit of recent trivia. Shows the series staying power. For the 20th anniversary, fans were buzzing about a remaster.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But the disappointment was pretty palpable, wasn't it? When the remaster turned out to be mostly just, a basic digital crop.
Yeah, just cropping the original 4.3 footage into a 16.9 aspect ratio. Not exactly a remaster.
Shows that sometimes you just can't really enhance that original magic,
You really can't. But let's look at the actual match. Jaden Yuki's introduction. We meet our new hero, Jaden, running late, of course.
Classic protagonist move.
Yeah.
Running late for the all-important Duel Academy entrance exam.
And this first episode, it's just a masterclass in legacy building.
Total. Jaden literally bumps into the legendary Yugi Muto.
And Yuki's treated like this godlike figure, a champion so revered, we only ever see him framed like above the nose. It's a great visual.
And he hands Justin a card, a symbolic card, Winged Kuribo.
It's the perfect metaphor, right? Passing the baton.
Yeah.
That moment just ensures, okay, the narrative's changed, but Jaden's story, it's completely linked to the previous King of Games. It's still the same world.
And Winged Kuribo becomes his little spirit partner, doesn't it? His talisman.
Exactly. A card that seemingly talks to him, protects him throughout the whole series.
So Jaden rushes off to the testing area, and boom, we get these rapid-fire intros, the supporting cast who are going to define the whole school social scene.
You've got Cyrus Truesdale, super anxious, nervous duelist, hates being watched.
Then Bastion Misawa, the calculating academic prodigy type.
Yeah.
Very analytical.
And of course, the archetype, the snooty elite, Chazz Princeton, already rocking the obelisk blue uniform.
Setting the stage immediately. We also see Alexis Rhodes and Zane Truesdale watching these key high-ranking students.
But Jaden, because he's late, he gets stuck taking the exam against the worst possible proctor, Dr. Crowler.
Oh, Crowler. Instantly the perfect kind of villain for this setting. Petty, dramatic, total elitist.
Hates the idea of a slacker, someone like Jaden getting into his precious academy.
And Jaden's lateness is the perfect excuse. He's going to make sure Jaden fails.
And what makes this duel so significant, so telling, is that Crowler doesn't use the normal, curated testing deck.
No way. He whips out his own powerful personal deck. He's aiming to humiliate Jaden, guarantee failure.
Let's break down Crowler's opening, because it immediately shows how the game's complex. He pays life point to play
And immediately snipes Monster Reborn from Jaden.
Right. And why is that important? Crowler isn't just trying to beat Jaden, he's trying to shut down his strategy before it even starts. Monster Reborn was the comeback card.
It's a psychological blow right off the bat. Then he plays Heavy Storm, wipes the field, but cleverly sacrifices 2 face-down Statue of the Wicked cards.
Which, when destroyed, summon token monsters. Smart.
He sacrifices those tokens, and bam, out comes his Ancient Gear Golem.
And this is the strategic clash right here, isn't it? Ancient Gear Golem, 3000 ATK, piercing damage, protected from effects during battle. It represents the past generation.
Pure beatdown power. Hard to counter with trick.
Crowler's basically saying, my stick is bigger than yours, you lose. Very old.
Crowler attacks, the piercing damage hits hard, cuts Jaden's life points right down.
Yeah.
But Jaden draws.
Winged Kuriboh, the gift from Yuki.
And it acts like this perfect little shield, right?
Right.
Negates all the battle damage from that next attack. Keeps him in the game.
Saved by the legacy. Then Jaden uses the trap, Hero Signal, summons Elemental Hero Burstinatrix.
And the winning combo. This is the showcase of the future of the game. Jaden uses Polymerization.
Fuses Elemental Hero Avian and Burstinatrix.
To create Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. Then, the key move people sometimes forget, he activates the field spell, Skyscraper.
Yes, Skyscraper boosts Flame Wingman's attack points just above the golems, 3100 ATK versus 3000. That lets him destroy the symbol of that old brute force power.
But the real knockout punch is Flame Wingman's effect, dealing burn damage equal to the destroyed monster's ATK.
Boom! 3000 direct, game over.
The lesson is crystal clear, isn't it? The future isn't just high ATK, it's chaining effects, using fusion monsters smartly, capitalizing on burn damage.
Jaden wins, completely humiliates Crowler, and proved that this new generation, they've already mastered a style the old guard just can't. So with that duel, Jaden basically throws a wrench into the whole hierarchy before he even gets his dormant.
Yeah, disrupts everything. But to really get Duel Academy, you have to look at its system. Brutal. Very Kaiba-esque. Like a caste system for duelists.
Totally reflects real-world social stuff.
Yes.
The Academy split into 3 dorms, all named after the Egyptian god cards, which instantly creates this tiered merit, sure, but also wealth plays part.
At the top, you got Obelisk Blue, the supposed elite. Top duelists, richest kid, Chazz, Alexis, Zane, they're all...
Reflects Kaiba's whole philosophy, right? Skill and resources dominate.
Below them, Bright Yellow, intermediate student showing promise. Kind of the middle class. Bastion Misawa's there, relying on pure smarts.
And then way down at the bottom, Slifer Red, run down, barely holding together.
Reserved for students with the least potential. Often just based on bad written exam scores, even if they're amazing duelists, like Jaden.
Jaden gets dumped in Slifer Red, despite beating Crowler. That's where he bonds with Cyrus.
And the show uses this visual contrast. Brilliant. It's social commentary on Obelisk Blue kids eating these fancy gourmet meals.
Like snooty rich kids, yeah.
While Slifer Red gets these tiny meager rations, sometimes cooked by their weird headmaster, Professor Banner.
It's stark. A reminder that even in a world supposedly all about a game, your resources, your background, they dictate your opportunities.
And this whole environment just fuels the early drama, especially Crowler being petty, trying to leverage the class divide to get Jaden kicked out.
Which sets up Alexis Rhodes' character nice. Initially, she seems like just another Obelisk Blue snob, but she's more complex than that.
Crowler tries that fake love note scheme.
Right. Tries to set Jaden up, causes drama, but it leads to Alexis challenging Jaden herself. Cyber Blader versus Elemental Hero Thunderjunk.
Jaden wins, obviously. But the duel serves a purpose. It actually gets Alexis interested. She sees the chaos Jaden brings and admits, yeah, the Academy is way more interesting with this Slifer Red kid shaking things up.
But the really deep emotional drama early on, it revolves around Cyrus Truesdale and his crippling self-doubt.
All stemming from his older brother, Zane.
The undisputed champ, the Kaiba of Duel Academy, untouched.
And we get that key flashback, right?
Yeah.
Where Cyrus was about to play Power Bond, high risk, high reward card.
And Zane stopped. Says Cyrus isn't skilled enough to handle it. But really, he was stopping him from walking right into a trap card counter.
But Cyrus didn't see it that way. That moment just cemented his feeling of being inferior, inherently not good enough.
So when Jaden the newcomer challenges Zane, the top dog, it's not just a cool duel for Jaden, it's a huge moment for Cyrus, a reckoning.
And the duel is, well, it's a beatdown. Zane brings out the Cyber Dragon line, shows total mastery, precision. Jaden's talented, sure, but he just can't match Zane's experience yet.
Zane plays Power Bond himself, summons Cyber End Dragon, doubles its ATK to a ridiculous 8,000, obliterates Jaden.
Caden loot, yeah. But it's a win for Cyrus's understand. That power demonstration forces Cyrus to see what Zane really meant.
It's the difference between knowing what a powerful card does and having the strategic mastery to play it safely, effectively. Zane was protecting him from messing up badly.
Understanding the consequences.
Exactly. And this realization sets up the most important duel for Cyrus's growth, the tag duel.
Right. Jaden and Cyrus get caught sneaking out, facing expulsion. Crowler, loving the drama, sets up a wager. Duel for your academic life.
And here comes the fan service. Done right, I think. Crowler brings in dueling mercenaries from the OG.
The Paradox Brother instantly raises the stakes. They're facing actual legacy villains.
The Paradox Brothers do the smart thing, target Cyrus. He's the perceived weak link. They try to shut him down with Gate Guardian.
Cyrus' struggle starts spiraling back into that self-doubt. But Jaden, master of the pep talk,
pushes him forward, uses that classic heart of the cards logic. Believe in your deck, believe in yourself.
And the climax is all Cyrus. He sees the moment, he needs to do something drastic. He plays Power Bomb.
The very card his brother told him he couldn't handle. Fuses his UFO Roid with Jaden's elemental hero Tempest.
Creates UFO Fighter, reaches 8,000 ATK.
And crucially, Cyrus understands the penalty. Power Bond hits you with damage equal to the ATK gain at the end of the turn, but he doesn't hesitate.
Uses that massive power, destroys Dark Guardian, wins the duel just before the damage wipes him out.
It's his defining moment. He took the risk, understood the cost, executed the strategy, proved his worth, not just to Crowler or the Paradox Brothers, but to himself, and to that shadow Zane cast over him.
He went from scared sidekick to a duelist who could actually make the big play. Huge growth.
And just as Cyrus finds his footing, the whole context of the series just shifts radically.
Yeah, the stakes go from like personal growth and expulsion threats straight to world-ending mythology.
Enter the Shadow Rider saga.
Chancellor Shepard drops the bombshell. The real purpose of Duel Academy, it's a fortress hiding 3 super powerful cards, the Sacred Beast.
Uriah, Haemon, and Raviel. These are meant to be the GX era's equivalent to the Egyptian god cards.
But they're different, right? You mentioned the origin.
Yeah, that distinction's important. The god cards came from Egyptian myth, Pharaonic magic. Sacred beasts, though. The show says they stem from Judeo-Christian lore, a different kind of ancient catastrophe.
And if they get out, world chaos.
Yeah.
Draining dual energy globally.
Pretty much the apocalypse, yeah. So to protect them, 7 spirit keys are handed out. To the school's best duel. Jaden, Chazz, Alexis, Zane, Bastion, Crowler, and Banner.
And the keys have to be won in a Shadow Game duel. The Shadow Riders need to defeat the key holders to unlock the gate.
And we immediately meet the first Shadow Rider, Night Shroud, shows how real the threat is by capturing Cyrus and Chumley and holding them hostage.
Night Shroud turns out to be Atticus Rhodes, Alexis's missing brother, brainwashed.
Using Red Eye's Black Dragon, another nice nod back to the OG.
Jaden's winged Kurobo medallion, the one he won earlier, acts like a shield, protecting him from the worst of the Shadow Game effect. That's a recurring theme, isn't it? Jaden being protected by Yugi's legacy.
Definitely. Jaden manages to win, uses a clever play with elemental hero Wild Edge and Wild Have, basically turning Atticus's own monster's power against him. Frees Atticus, but his memory.
Next up, Kamula, the vampire Shadow Rider. She goes straight for Zane.
But Dr. Crowler steps in first in this rare moment of, well, selfless nobility.
Tries to protect the students. He challenges her, loses the key, and
gets his soul trapped in a voodoo doll. Horrifying, but honestly, a high point for Crowler's character arc. The petty professor shows real courage.
So Zane, the champ, steps up, but Camila plays dirty. Uses Illusion Gate to fuse Cyrus's soul with Zane's ace, Cyber End Dragon.
That creates one of the season's absolute toughest moral choices.
If Zane wins, he destroys his monster, and Cyrus's soul with it. If he loses, the world's in more danger.
It's impossible. And Zane, the guy who's all about winning, about meritocracy, he chooses family. He forfeits the duel.
Tell Cyrus, I love you, right before his own soul gets trapped in a doll, too.
It's incredibly powerful. The champion chooses love over victory. Jaden, protected by his medallion again, has to step up for revenge.
He defeats Kamala, restores Zane and Crowler, wins with elemental hero Shining Flare Wingman, getting up to like 4,900 ATK.
The saga keeps rolling. Bastion Misawa, the calculating genius, faces Tanya, the Amazonian Shadow Rider.
And the stakes are just peak GX absurdity. If Bastion loses, he has to marry her.
Haha, yeah. Balancing world-ending threats with ridiculous high school drama. Classic.
And Tanya's flirting is her actual strategy. It throws Bastion completely off his game.
He loses the key because he miscalculates a face-down card. His focus is shot because of the distraction. Shows even the smartest strategist is vulnerable to, well, human stuff.
Meanwhile, Chazz Princeton gets his real redemption arc. After failing early on, he leaves the academy, gets tested by the North Academy Chancellor.
And this period is critical. It leads him to bond with the weakest, most ridiculed monsters imaginable. Yellow, green, and black.
0 attack point.
Exactly. And this arc gets really personal. Chazz's older brothers show up. They see dueling as just business, politics. They try to buy Duel Academy just to shut it down. Part of their plan to dominate everything.
So Chazz challenges his brother, but he's forced into this crazy restriction. Only monsters with 500 ATK or less.
He has to use the Ojama, his unwanted friends. He has to learn to value them for their weird utility, not their strength. His whole arc, right? Finding worth outside his family's money and pressure.
And he wins. Uses Chaos Necromancer, whose ATK gets boosted by everything in the graveyard, overwhelms his brothers, saves the school.
And then, reluctantly, he goes back to Slifer Red with his noisy Ojama buddy. He learned that sometimes the cards everyone ignores, they have the real... Okay, so now we're heading into the season's final act, and it's layers upon layers of deception. Ends with a betrayal that just changes everything.
Atticus, getting more memories back after Alexis dueled Titan.
Right, Alexis gets her closure there. Duels a reformed Shadow Rider. Titan wins, and Atticus is fully back to normal. Family drama resolved.
Atticus reveals a key piece of info. Professor Banner, the harmless, cat-loving Slifer Red headmaster. He was the one inviting students to the abandoned dorm for those weird tests early on. Which leads to the big shocker. Professor Banner is the 7th and final Shadow Rider. And
they find his actual mummy body in the abandoned dorm. Confirms he's been up to some dark stuff for a long time.
Banner's backstory is super complex. Alchemy, cursed duel cards. He found these ancient cards, got some incurable illness from them.
And used alchemy to basically transfer his soul into a homunculus body that's Amnail just to survive.
And here's where that translation difference really kicks in. In the English dub, it's about survival. The homunculus body is failing. He needs the sacred beast to live long.
Okay, straightforward enough. But in the original Jap, his goal was more ambitious, maybe more self. He was seeking a legendary stone, eternal, not just survival, but ultimate power, immortality. Changes his motivation.
So Banner confronts Jade and tells him all his previous big duels, Crowler, Alexis, Zane, they were basically fixed.
Not rigged, exactly, but engineered, set up to push Jaden to make him generate the massive dueling energy needed to open the sacred.
Completely messes with Jaden's whole belief in just dueling for fun, part of the cards.
Yeah, shakes his foundation. Banner's deck reflects his whole alchemy theme too. Destruction, rebirth, cycling cards out of play.
All had to power up his ace monster, right? Helios.
Helios Duel, then Trismegistus. Its ATK grows massively with every card banished or removed from play. It gets huge.
Jaden's pushed to the brink, battling the monster, battling Banner's mind games about Jaden lacking
But Jaden sticks to, believes in his deck. Uses that special card Banner gave him, the Philosopher's Stone, time. Pays a heavy life point cost time.
And the final strategic play is just brilliant. The third use of the Philosopher's Stone unlocks a hidden ability in Jaden's elemental hero Electrum.
Electrum's effect.
What?
Return all removed cards from both players back to the deck.
Instantly depowering Banner's Helios. Wipes out all the energy. Banner spent the whole duel building up. Jaden wins.
Banner starts turning to dust and confesses the real truth. He lied about fixing the duel. He became Amnail not to unleash the beasts, but to stop the actual threat.
He was testing Jaden, making sure he was ready.
Exactly. He was secretly rooting for Jaden all along, then poof, turns to dust, and his spirit orb gets eaten by his cat, Pharaoh.
Yeah, what was that about? The cat just absorbs him, leaves that hanging.
Very weird. But the gates are open now, and we get the final horrifying twist.
The 7 keys were just a distraction.
A massive misdirect. The gates opened because Jaden's dueling spirit, his sheer energy and passion, that was the power source all Jaden was.
And the real big bad emerged. Superintendent Kagimaru, the old guy in the mechanical walker.
He was the mastermind. He sealed the cards away ages ago, but needed Jaden as this, living battery to harvest the energy to control the sacred beasts.
His plan.
Yeah.
Use them to destroy the world, basically.
So, the ultimate battle. Jaden versus Kajimaru. Kajimaru immediately summons all 3. Uria, Haman, reveal, 4,000 each.
And the show does a great job showing the threat. The beasts start draining power from all cards, everywhere.
Yeah, you see cards literally fading. Chazz's Ojama Yellow gets all frail and scared. It signifies the potential end of duel monsters itself.
Kajimaru transforms into this younger, powerful form, ready for the final showdown. Jaden, against all odds, uses the Philosopher's Stone 3 times again, burning through his life.
The third use gives elemental hero Electrum another massive burst. Based on all monsters on the field, it reaches
14,500 ATK. Just an insane number for this point in the series.
Jaden uses that power, takes down Raviel, wins the duel, saves the world, again.
And then the ending for Kajimaru is...
Yeah, it's peculiar. Kagimaru is just so impressed by Jaden's spirit, his strength. that he instantly regrets everything.
Praises Jaden, gives him a hug. It's a very happy-go-lucky end for a guy who is moments away from global destruction. Very Yugi, I guess.
So, Jaden Yuki just saved the planet, stopped an ancient prophecy, defeated a mega-court-backed maniac controlling godlike beast. What's the immediate pressing concern back at Duel Academy?
Oh, the ultimate anticlimax as Dr. Crowler bursts in, demanding everyone focus immediately on the upcoming promotion exams.
World saving is fine, but academic fail. Unacceptable. That bureaucratic nightmare is Jaden's real kryptonite, his true greatest fear.
Before the big finale, though, we get a really nice, sentimental ending for Chumlee Huffington's arc. Often overlooked character.
Yeah, Chumlee, he faces expulsion, duels Crowler one last time. He loses, but he shows so much passion for dueling, for his koala card. Genuinely impresses Crowler.
And Crowler, who's come a long way from Season 1 Crowler.
Totally redeemed now. He drops the harsh facade, gives Chumlee the recommendation he needs for industrial illusion. Pegasus is coming.
Lets Chumlee chase his dream of being a card designer. It's a lovely moment. Shows the Academy can foster passion beyond just winning duels.
And the season wraps up with the big one, the graduation match. Highly symbolic. Zane, the graduating champ, picks Jaden as his final.
It's explicitly to pass the torch, cement Jaden as the next top dog.
And this duel is really instructive about Jaden. He tries to play smart. Tact with his head, tries to outthink Zane.
And he does, poorly. Zane's actually disappointed. He has to basically force Jaden back into his element, play with his heart, rely on instinct, enthusiasm, his heroes.
Zane then unleashes everything. The full Cyber Dragon power. Shows Jaden the level he needs to reach, plays Power Bond and Limiter removal.
And pushing Cyber and Dragon 2. What was the final number?
A jaw-dropping 36,900 ATK. Just completely off the chart. Pushing the game to its absolute limit.
Jaden's back is against the wall. His final move is Trap Card. Final Fusion, a move of pure desperation, really.
This card deals the combined ATK of both monsters as damage to both players. A massive double KO.
Something like 57,800 damage total. Astronomical.
The result, a draw. Zane, laughing, exhausted, fully acknowledges Jaden. He's the successor.
The draw is perfect symbolism, isn't it? Jaden might not have Zane's polish or tactical genius yet, but his spirit, his willingness to risk it all, that makes him undeniably the future. The torch is passed.
It really is incredible looking back how much ground Season 1 covered.
Yeah, they successfully rebranded the entire franchise, introduced that whole social commentary with the dorms, gave us really strong character arcs for Cyrus, for Chazz.
And escalated the stakes.
Yeah.
From school drama right up to world-saving shadow game, all while pushing the new elemental heroes and fusion mechanics.
They managed to shift the game's core philosophy, but keep the spirit, new rules, new mechanics, but a new hero who is just so likable because his passion for the game trumped everything else. Logic, strategy, sometimes just pure fun, one out.
He was a breath of fresh air after the seriousness journey.
So as you finish this deep dive into the dawn of Generation Next, here's something, Chew. A final provocative thought about Jaden.
Okay, let's hear it.
After everything he went through that season, the Shadow Riders, the Keys, facing down 3 world-destroying sacred beasts, head-on, which challenge do you think really terrified him more? The prospect of the apocalypse, or facing those written exams that determined his academic fate?
Knowing Jaden, probably the exams. Definitely the exam.
You've given us this incredible set of materials on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 2. And it really details that huge shift, when the show kind of stopped being just about fun school duels and, started getting into cosmic fate and destiny.
Yeah, this deep dive feels pretty necessary because Season 2, especially for viewers who only got the English dub, it really planted the seeds for some of the darkest stuff in the series. We're talking character arcs that get intense, and it sets up that whole final Season 4, which, a lot of people never saw officially translated.
Exactly. We're moving way beyond the Shadow Riders from Season 1. They were mostly focused on, Duel Academy's local history, right?
Yeah.
Egyptian stuff on the island.
Right. Now it's cosmic entities, destiny manipulation, stuff coming through white holes. Is a massive, massive leap in scale.
Okay, so our mission today is basically to pull out the really key insights from this big pivot. We need to look at how Destiny gets used as a weapon, how it pretty much breaks the series' strongest duelist at the time, Zane, and then also touch on the manga, which often gets overlooked but tells this surprisingly tight, totally different story.
Definitely. And just to set the stage really quick, remember, Season 1 ended with Jaden and the crew stopping the Shadow Rider. They saved the world from the Sacred Beasts.
Right.
Zane graduated as the champ after that big draw with Jaden, so, it feels like a fresh start, but the forces gathering are, way more sophisticated this time.
And that scope change is key, isn't it? Season 1's magic felt contained to the island. Now, Year 2, The stakes are suddenly global, which kind of explains why Duel Academy itself is in chaos right from the start.
Yeah, first day back, Jaden saved the world, but surprise, surprise, he's still stuck in Slifer Red. That classic GX tension, skill versus his rank.
Always the underdog, even when he's the hero.
Pretty much. But the real shakeup is upstairs. Chancellor Shepard is gone, off on some mysterious,
Leaving Dr. Crowler in charge temporarily.
which is already, not ideal. But then he gets saddled with Vice Chancellor Bonaparte.
Ugh, Bonaparte. He's not like evil, is he? He's just bureaucratic, obsessed with rules and appearances.
Exactly. He's all about efficiency and precision. And his big goal, get rid of the Slifer Red dorm. He sees it as like a blemish on the Academy's reputation.
So you've got this low-level internal pressure cooker going on just as this massive cosmic plot starts to unfold.
Perfect timing. And right into this mess walks Aster Phoenix, world's #1 pro duelist, but Jaden has no clue.
And that first meeting is just brilliant character work, isn't it? It shows Jaden's sophomore arrogance perfectly.
Oh yeah. Aster walks up, says he wants to duel the school's best, and Jaden, he's like, okay, freshman, let me teach you a thing or two.
Uses a weaker deck, brings out Sparkman, Clay Guardian. He's totally patronizing.
But we, the audience, get the inside scoop straight away. Aster's inner monologue shows it's all calculated. He's letting Jaden get ahead.
He's analyzing him, looking for weaknesses, but also something else.
Exactly. He's looking for a sign. Confirmation that Jaden has this special destiny, the one Sartorius is interested.
Sartorius, the mysterious manager in the cloak.
Okay, so this is where the manipulation comes in hard.
Right. Sartorius actually ordered Aster, the world champ, to lose this duel.
Lose? On purpose?
Yep. It was a test, a required step to confirm Jaden was the one they needed for their big plan, the Society of Light.
Wow. Okay, so Jaden wins, probably feeling pretty pleased with himself using Elemental Hero Tempest.
Totally cocky. He has no idea he just beat the world's best duelist who was using a junk deck and threw the match.
That sets up the core conflict perfect. Jaden believing in his own skill, his free will, while this outside force is literally scripting his wins and losses.
It makes Destiny an active player in the story, not just a concept. It's being manipulated, orchestrated by Sartorius from the very beginning.
So Aster isn't just a rival, he's already a pawn in this bigger game.
Very skilled, very complex pawn, yeah. Caught in this plot centered around Jaden, the intrigue is there right away.
Okay, so while Jaden's riding high on this fake win, the Academy politics are still bubbling. Bonaparte's pushing hard to shut down Slifer Red. Right, and that pressure actually forces some great growth from the other character, like Chazz.
Oh yeah, Chazz Princeton. He gets a chance to duel his way back into Obelisk Blue, right? Top dorm.
He does. Wins the duel easily, proving he's got the skills. But then he chooses to stay in Slifer Red.
That's huge for Chazz. Rejecting the status, the fancy blue jacket.
Yeah.
Realizing it doesn't actually matter.
It's a big turning point. And then in classic Chazz style, he uses his family's money to completely renovate his park.
Marble floors, hot tub in Slifer Red.
Oh yeah. Flat screens, the works. It's this great mix of his old ego, but with this new self-awareness. He's making his own environment instead of just fitting.
He even tries to picture reality, right? Documenting life in the luxury Slifer dorm.
He does, and this actually inspires Alexis Rhodes. She ends up moving into Slifer too.
Why? What happened with Obelisk?
Well, Crowler, in his infinite wisdom as acting chancellor, decided Alexis should be a dueling pop. Yeah, forced her into this awful red dress, tried to market her like an idol instead of the serious duelist, noped right out of there.
Good for her. Choosing the Slifer chaos over. It's another example of free will pushing back against someone else's plan for them.
Exactly. But the character who really gets put through the emotional ringer this season is Cyrus.
Zane's little brother. Crowler tries to capitalize on that, doesn't? Now that Zane's graduated.
Yep. He starts pushing Cyrus as the new face of the school, the next Truesdale prodigy, and the pressure.
He's always struggled with living in Zane's shadow.
And now, with Jaden and Chazz getting stronger, he feels like he's being left behind. Plus the weight of Zane's legacy. He just runs away from the academy.
Utterly defeated by his own fear and inadequacy.
That's where Tyranno Hasselberry steps in. The raw yellow guy, military vibes, dinosaur deck, claims he has dino DNA.
Right, him. How does he help?
He basically uses his unique brand of military discipline, tells Cyrus fear isn't something inside him, it's an enemy he has to duel to face head on.
Interesting approach. Does it work?
It leads to this critical duel Cyrus has against Missy, the obelisk blue girl with the insect deck.
Oh, I remember her.
Hey.
She's relentless in comparing him to Zane.
Constantly, you'll never be as good as your brother, that whole thing. And Cyrus finally just snaps. He declares he's done. Done living in the shadow, done being defined by fear.
And he wins.
He wins. Pulls out Super Viacroid Jumbo Drill. It's this massive psychological victory for him. Pure self-actualization.
Awesome.
But then Crowler steps up to the mic and announces the winner as Zane Truesdale's little brother.
He completely missed the point.
Totally. And afterwards, there's this symbolic moment. Cyrus refuses to take back the Power Bond card.
The fusion card he was always scared to use because of the risk.
Yeah. He feels like he proved he didn't need it to be good on his own.
Makes sense.
But Jaden sees it differently. Later on, he secretly slips Power Bond back into Cyrus. It's like Jaden recognizes, yeah, you need self-belief, but you also shouldn't discard powers. You might need them later. It's kind of foreshadowing Jaden needing his own new powers.
Interesting connection. Okay, let's circle back to Aster Phoenix. You mentioned something about how he's presented differently.
Oh yeah, this is fascinating. The English dub really leans into making him seem sinister at first. There's that scene early on, him in an alleyway.
Yeah, the silhouette attacking someone. It looked kind of demonic.
Exactly. They use the silhouette of his monster, elemental hero Phoenix Enforcer, to make you think maybe he's involved in something really dark, maybe even genuinely evil.
But that wasn't the original intent.
Not at all. In the Japanese version, that same scene clearly shows Aster stopping a common thief. He's a vigilante, using his destiny heroes to bring about his own kind of justice.
So more of a complex anti-hero from the start in Japanese.
Right. The dub creates this ambiguity. Is he bad? Is he just misunderstood? Which plays into the whole Society of Light plot later, but it fundamentally changes his initial characterization.
Okay, so this complex figure then gets his big public showdown, the pro duel against Zane at the Kaibadon.
This is where Aster finally shows his true deck, the Destiny hero. And Zane goes for his classic all-or-nothing play, Power Bond.
Cyber Twin Dragon, huge attack power.
Zane lands the hit, it looks like game over, but Aster barely survives. Uses elemental recharge, hangs on with just 100 life points.
Wow, clutch play.
And then he turns it around and wins. Proving Zane's pure power strategy wasn't enough against the calculated, resilient Destiny heroes.
And Aster doesn't just take the win gracefully.
Oh no. Post-match press conference he lies through, claims Jaden copied his deck to build his public persona as an antagonist, and more importantly, to make the next duel with Jaden personal. Public humiliation is now on it.
And that rematch happens back at Duel Academy. But this time, Aster has orders.
Yep, Sartorius mandates a win, no throwing the match this time. Sartorius even claims he's infused Aster's deck with the truth, with the power of destiny. He tells Jaden it's his fate to lose and join the Society of Light.
And Jaden, he loses.
Loses badly. But it's way worse than just losing a duel.
What I have?
His cards, they physically turn blank white, just empty cards. They explode out of his duel disc. He collapsed.
Blank cards.
Yeah, the school nurse tells him he can basically never duel again. His connection to his cards, to the duel spirit, is severed.
Oh my god. For Jaden, that's like spiritual death. Dueling is everything.
Exactly. It's a complete loss of identity. He just spirals. If I can't duel, what's the point? He almost leaves Duel Academy right then and there. The breakdown is immediate and devastating. All his usual optimism.
So how does he come back from that?
This is where the show takes that sharp turn into sci-fi.
Yeah.
Jaden gets on a boat to leave, but he gets sucked into this vortex. Like shooting stars involved somehow. He wakes up in this weird cosmic place.
Neospace.
Neospace. Pure cosmic energy, totally different vibe, and he meets this alien entity.
Neospace and Aquadolphin.
Right. Aquadolphin explains everything Sartorius, the Society of Light, the Light of Destruction, and tells him his only hope is a new deck. It's hidden in a crashed Kaiba Core satellite nearby.
A Kaiba Core satellite in Neospace.
Okay, and here's the kicker, the really cool lore bit.
Yeah.
Jaden finds the deck, and the cards, Chrysalis Dolphin, Dandelion, all the Neospatians, they're the designs he submitted to that Kaiba Corp comp as a little kid. The ones he won with, but never got.
No way.
Yeah.
So his destiny is tied to something bigger, just not Sartorius's version. It's tied to his own creativity in Kaiba's tech.
Exactly. It reframes everything. His connection isn't just random magic. It's tied to this unique cosmic energy, Neos, that only he can channel through his...
That's awesome. So he gets his mojo back.
Pretty much. He uses the new Neospatian cards, fuses them with his new key monster elemental hero Neos, duels some alien robot thing, wins, and feels ready to go back and face Sark. His identity is restored, but now it's fused with this cosmic power.
Okay, so Jaden's got his groove back, powered by Neospace. But while he was gone, things got really bad for Zane, didn't they?
Oh, incredibly bad. That loss to Aster wasn't just a loss, it shattered him. His career collapsed. Pro League drops him, sponsors gone. He ends up in the amateur.
And he develops a fear fear of duel. Zane, the guy who was always ice cold.
A paralyzing fear of losing again. He's vulnerable. And this guy, Mr. Shroud, exploits it. He introduces Zane to underground duel.
Not just unsanctioned, like dangerous duel.
Extremely dangerous. The participants wear shock collars.
Shock collars.
Tied to their life points. Every time you take damage, you get physically electrocuted. It's brutal. It strips away all the honor, all the game aspect. It's just pain and survival.
And Zane goes along with this.
He embraces it. He decides this darkness, this brutality is the only way to win. Forget respect, forget honor, just victory cost.
How does this change him?
Visually, he gets this dark menace aura, like a blue fire, and his deck changes completely. He ditches the Cyber Dragon.
His signature monsters?
Gone. He starts using Cyberdark.
Cyberdark. What are they like?
They're sinister. Machines that power up by equipping dragon monsters from the graveyard. It's like they feed on the dead on past defeats to get stronger. Symbolically, it's perfect for his new mindset.
Wow. So he's literally weaponizing darkness and filth.
Exactly. He starts winning these underground duels, but he leaves opponents physically injured. He declares dueling is about making up your own rules now. Total rejection of everything he stood for.
This is just tragic. And this transformation happens right as Chancellor Shepard comes back.
Yep, Shepard returns and announces the big GX timers.
And the tournament rules are aggressive, right? Must accept challenges, duel daily, winner takes all the medals.
It basically creates this pressure cooker environment, perfectly suited for Zane's new brutal style.
Which leads to the duel with Cyrus.
The emotional low point, really. Cyrus is horrified by what his brother has become. He hears the rumors, sees the change. He challenges Zane, desperate to, save him, to bring the old Zane back.
And Zane's response.
Cruelty. He forces Cyrus to wear the shock collars, too. Puts his own little brother's physical well-being on the line for the duel.
That's monstrous. How does Cyrus handle it?
He actually puts up an amazing fight. He remembers Jaden putting Power Bond back in his deck, and he uses it. Summons Super Viacrade Jumbo Drill.
The card he was afraid of.
Yes. And he has this brilliant plan. He knows Power Bond deals damage to the user at the end of the turn. He plans to use a trap, mirror damage, to reflect that damage back onto Zane.
Using the card's drawback as a weapon. That's smart.
Incredibly smart. But Zane, he's purely in self-preservation mode now. He activates Fusion Guard.
What is that?
He uses it to send his own Cyber End Dragon from his deck to the graveyard to block the damage.
He sacrifices Cyber End Dragon. His 8, the symbol of their bond.
That's the moment. It shows he cares about nothing now except he destroys their shared past, that symbol of respect and brotherhood, just to protect himself. It's utterly
devastating. And Zane wins that.
Yeah. He summons this monstrous Cyberdark Dragon with 8,800 attack points. Cyrus is overwhelmed. He collapses from the shock, from the emotional devastation. He failed to reach his brother.
Wow. Okay, so we have Zane, consumed by darkness, Jaden reborn with Neospace. Yeah. How does this all tie back to the main villain, Sartorius?
Right, Sartorius, the guy pulling the strings. But it turns out he's being controlled too by this entity called the Light of Destruction.
Light of Destruction. Where did that come from?
This is pure sci-fi origin. Apparently 10 years ago, this cosmic energy entered Earth through a white hole.
A white hole, like the opposite of a black hole.
Exactly. Instead of sucking things in, it blasts out this pure, intense cosmic energy. And this energy, the low, attached itself to a specific Destiny hero card.
Which card?
A card being designed by Aster Phoenix's father. He worked for Pegasus, maybe Kaiba Corp by them.
So Aster's family is directly tied to the Lodi's arrival.
Directly. And the Lodi's goal isn't just destruction like the name suggests. It wants order. Absolute order. It sees humanity, war, crime, greed, desire as flawed.
And its solution?
Erase all those dark minds. Usher in a new age of perfect total brainwashing.
Yay. Okay. And how does Aster's personal story fit in? He was looking for his missing father, right?
Yeah. And he finds out his stepfather, this guy called the D, was involved. The D didn't kill his father, but he caused his disappearance and stole that key Destiny card.
So the D was working for the Lod.
He was its initial vessel, yeah. The Letty used him until it found a more suitable host, Sartorius.
So Aster has a showdown with the D.
He does. Duels him, wins using Destiny Hero Plasma, and during that duel, his father's spirit appears.
Whoa, say.
Confirms the D was just a pawn. The real enemy, the powerful entity, is the Light of Destruction controlling Sartorius. So Aster's mission shifts from revenge against the D to trying to save Sartorius from the load.
Okay, that sets up the final battle. Jaden, powered by Neos, versus Sartorius, controlled by the Low.
Exactly. And Sartorius goes big. He activates the satellite, which he got from Prince Ojin of Misgarth, another character, brainwashed by the Low D, to beam the mind control light across the whole globe.
Global state. And Sartorius tries one last trick on Jaden.
He plays on JD's loyalty. He traps Aster inside this giant stack hooked up to this life or death mechanism.
Oh man. What's the choice?
Jaden has the key needed to stop the satellites, or sacrifice the key, save Aster from falling into lava, or use the key, stop the satellite, but let Aster die, save the world, save your friend.
That's the ultimate test of the season's theme. Destiny, the greater good of the Lodi's plan, versus personal free will and friendship.
And Jaden doesn't hesitate, does he?
No, he chooses Aster immediately. He trusts his own will, the bond with his friend, over whatever cosmic destiny Sartorius is peddling.
It's his defining act of defiance against the Lodi's philosophy. He then duels Sartorius, using all his new Neos, fusions, flame Neos, glow Neos, and the Neospace field spell to counter the Lode power.
But the satellite is still up there, right?
Yeah.
How do they stop that?
This is where it gets wonderfully absurd. Hasselbeck.
Dino DNA guy.
Dino DNA guy. He gets so pumped up, believes so hard in his dinosaur spirit and his soldier training that he spiritually fuses with Jaden's glow Neos.
Fuses with a monster.
His spirit does. It flies into space, literally flies into space, and just smashes the satellite. His human body collapses from the strain, but he saves the world through sheer willpower and, well, dino.
That is peak GX absurdity. Love it.
It's amazing. So with the satellite gone and Sartorius weakened, Jaden wins the duel. The Lodi's influence shatters, freeing everyone who was brainwashed. Chazz, Alexis, Ogene, all the others.
So who wins the GX tournament in the end? With all this chaos?
Hilariously, Chazz.
How?
While everyone else was either brainwashed or dealing with cosmic threats, Chazz was just systematically dueling and beating all the Society of Light members who challenged. They were too brainwashed to do it properly.
So he just racked up wins by default.
Pretty much. And he seals the tournament victory by dueling Blair Flanagan.
She came back?
Yeah, tried to sneak back into school during the chaos. Chazz beats her using his Ojama. The Ojamas win the GX tournament.
Absolutely perfect ending for that arc.
Yeah.
Okay, we absolutely have to shift gears now. The manga.
Right, because the GX manga isn't just an adaptation, it's a completely different story, intentionally different.
How so?
Well, it was created after the anime started, and Kazuki Takahashi, the original Yu-Gi-Oh creator, actually told the manga artist, Kagayama, to change things up, change personalities, decks, the whole plot.
Really? He wanted to be separate.
Yeah, maximum creative freedom, so it's the same core characters, but they feel distinct. And forget elemental heroes, Jaden and the others use different signature cards, the legendary planet cards.
How are the personalities different?
Chazz is portrayed as much cooler, more competent right from the start. He actually beats Jaden fair and square in a tournament. Cyrus is less timid, more determined. Alexis is really focused on being respected as a top duelist, less on any romantic stuff.
And Jaden's origin story is different too.
Totally. No Destiny Child stuff initially. In the manga, he got into dueling after a baseball injury sideline. He received his deck and winged Kurubo from this pro-duelist, Koyo Hibiki, during a hospital, much more grounded in mentorship and personal recovery.
Wow, okay, so if the Lodi isn't the villain, who is?
The big bad is this entity called Tragodia, a shadow, and his origin ties directly back to the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore.
How directly?
Tragodia was born 3,000 years ago, and he came from the pain and hatred of a village that was specifically sacrificed to create the Millennium.
Whoa. So he's a product of the same event that created the item.
Exactly. He was sealed away in a stone tablet, similar to Zork and the other dark entities from the Pharaoh's time. He gets freed in the present.
What's his goal?
He's after something called the Feather of Ma, which represents truth, and it happens to reside within Chazz's signature monster, Light and Darkness Dragon, winged Kurbo, sealed tech.
So the climax isn't Jaden versus Sartorius, it's Jaden and Chazz versus Tragodia.
Yep.
Rivals turned allies, they team up, and the final move involves fusing Jaden's winged Kurobo with Chazz's Light and Darkness Dragon.
What does that summon?
It summons Mott, this powerful being embodying justice. Covered in Millennium item symbol, Mott defeats and seals Tragodia away again.
That sounds incredibly epic, tying everything back together.
It is, and because the manga was only 9 volumes long, it had to be much tighter, faster paced, but it delivered this really coherent, satisfying story that explored similar themes of power and friendship, just using completely different lore and mechanics.
It really shows the flexibility of the GX concept, doesn't it? That it can support these two vastly different, complex narratives.
So wrapping up season 2 of the anime, it was an intense ride. That focus on destiny versus free will shaped everything.
Zane's terrifying fall, Jaden's literal death and rebirth, and it went to some dark.
And that sudden shift from island magic to like full-blown sci-fi with white holes and aliens, it definitely set a new bar for the franchise's world building. But even with the load defeated, things don't feel totally resolved, do they?
Not at all. Zane's fate is still hanging. What happens to him after embracing that darkness? And Jaden saw those shadowy figures hinting at future threats. It perfectly sets up the later.
The ones that delve even deeper, apparently. It suggests Jaden's journey into darkness is really only just starting.
Exactly. But thinking about that whole season, it really pivots on that one choice Jaden makes in the final duel, doesn't it?
Saving Aster instead of the world.
Yeah. Sartorius offers him world salvation. This cosmic justice dictated by Jaden chooses his friend.
So the final thought maybe is, does that choice prove something fundamental? Does choosing that immediate personal bond over some grand, abstract, cosmic plan show that maybe free will, loyalty, that human connection is actually more powerful than any pre-written destiny?
It's a powerful idea that the human spirit, driven by those connections, just refuses to be boxed in by fate. Maybe the bonds between duelists are stronger than the cosmic order itself.
Something to definitely think about. If the world rests on a duelist's heart, maybe who you stand with matters more than the cards you draw.
A great thought to choose.
Indeed. We're here again, taking the source material you've given us, cracking it wide open, and getting right to the real core of it, especially when that core stuff got, well, censored or was just maybe too weird for everyone back in the day.
And today, we've got a big one. We're looking at maybe the most jarring, the most radical tonal shift in pretty much all of Yu-Gi-Oh! History. We're diving deep into Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
But not the whole thing. We're focusing specifically on those later seasons.
Yeah.
Season 3, and especially Season 4, the one most people outside Japan never even got to see.
Exactly. If your main memory of GX involves, Jaden yelling, "Get your game on," and worrying about exams or chili dogs.
Which, let's be honest, is a lot of people's memory.
Right. Well, you need to brace yourself, because this is the point where the show basically throws all that lighthearted school stuff out the window.
And dives headfirst into, really heavy themes. Psychological horror, interdimensional survival, cosmic forces, and some genuinely heartbreaking character arcs and sacrifice.
It's where GX suddenly gets incredibly violent.
So our mission today is pretty clear. We need to unpack that core dark lore. We have to track Jaden's complete psychological journey, including that infamous Supreme King arc,
and uncover the real ending. The intense, surprisingly philosophical conclusion from the original Japanese run. Like you said, Season 4, the actual ending, is a total miss to most internationals.
We've got a ton of material here, notes mapping out everything from these weird energy-sucking biobands early on, all the way to, the cosmic embodiment of human doubt itself.
Yeah, it's a huge leap. We're going from, oh no, I might fail this duel, to my actions led to the deaths of my friends, and now I'm fused with this ancient, corrupted spirit.
Yeah, but it's also really interesting right from the start, and the production notes confirm this, is the weird pacing.
Yeah. Season 2 ends, feels like a big finale, maybe a summer break, but then Season 3 in Japan kicks off like a week later.
But the characters act like they've had this whole restful break. It sets this slightly off-kilter tone immediately. Like the foundation of their reality at Duel Academy is already shaky, even before things get really bad.
It's a perfect setup for everything that's about to crumble.
Yeah, that whiplash is immediate. It feels like the writers just decided, okay, playtime's over, now for the trauma. And you see these little status changes right away that kind of signal things aren't quite normal.
Definitely. Like, Cyrus is suddenly an obelisk blue. It just sort of happens. Even he seems kind of confused by it, barely mentions it again.
Right. It's almost a throwaway line.
But more importantly, Blair's back. And she's not just visiting, she's a full-time Slifer Red now. And her crush on Jaden, it's definitely kicked up a notch.
Which Alexis immediately picks up on. You see that little flicker of jealousy, which feels pretty real.
But the real signpost for the darkness ahead isn't the high school drama. It's that opening tease. You get that swirling dark vortex. You hear this creepy little girl's voice.
And that eye. That big, menacing, glowing orange eye opening's a very clear visual cue. This isn't about school rivalries anymore.
No, this is something much bigger, ancient, cosmic.
And then the new transfer students arrive, almost perfectly timed to get caught up in all the chaos.
It's interesting how their arrival mirrors some of the functional roles you see in, say, the original manga introductions. They bring new dynamics, new decks, new problems.
So we get Adrian Gecko from East Academy. He's kind of detached, always recording things on his little device.
Then Jim Crocodile Cook from South Academy. He's got this really charming, adventurous vibe. Comes with his huge pet crocodile, Shirley, who's basically his partner.
Can't forget Shirley.
And Axel Brody from West Academy. He's got that tough military bearing. And crucially, he has this immediate link to the season's first major antagonist, Professor Viper.
Ah, yes, Viper.
Yeah.
He shows up and instantly feels wrong. Shady's the word.
Absolutely. He comes in with this whole new mandatory dueling curriculum, and part of it involves strapping these watch-like things, the biobands, onto all the students.
Supposedly just for tracking duels or something.
That's the cover story. But the sources make it clear his real purpose is way darker. He's not teaching, he's harvesting.
Harvesting what? Like duel points?
Dueling energy. Raw, potent energy generated by the intensity of the duels. He needs the emotion, the desperation, the high stakes.
And he's storing this energy.
Yeah, in this massive tank hidden away in some secret building on the island. You can only find it using this weird glowing compass he has. The duels aren't about practice, they're about power generate. The whole academy has become his energy farm. It's pretty sinister.
Man, okay, that's dark already.
Ew.
But amidst this, we get a bright spot.
Right.
Jesse Anderson arrives.
Jesse Anderson from North Academy, yeah. And his connection with Jaden is instant. It's like they're old friends meeting again, not meeting for the first time. They just click, especially over their shared love of dueling.
And his deck is key, the Crystal Beast.
Central to this whole arc, really. And the backstory for these cards, I mean, it's wild. We're talking deep, deep lore here.
Deeper than just rare cards.
Way deeper. The source material actually traces their origin back to 7 magical jewels collected by, get this, Julius Caesar in ancient Rome.
Wait, stop. Julius Caesar, the Roman emperor. That's where the Crystal Beasts come from.
According to the lore, yes. Lost at sea for ages, eventually found by Pegasus, who somehow used pieces of them to create the 7 Crystal Beast cards.
That completely changes how you see those cards. And Jesse's role.
Exactly. Jesse didn't just pull these from a pack. The cards chose him after he won a big tournament. They gave him the mission, protect us, and find the 8th jewel, the one needed to create the ultimate card, Rainbow Dragon.
So he's got this huge destiny he didn't even necessarily ask for.
Pretty much. And fittingly, the very first duel between Jaden and Jesse, just a friendly match, is what activates Viper's system. The biobands light up, Viper starts getting the energy he needs, the real game.
Okay, so Viper's plan is in motion. How quickly do things escalate from just, mandatory duel?
Almost immediate. The stakes jump dramatically with what they call the test duel. Axel Brody's challenge to Jaden is a prime example.
Right, that's the one where he dangles Cyrus over a cliff.
Yeah, using his military gear. It's cold, calculated, shows Axel's background, his pragmatism. He wants to win on his own terms. Viper's basically forcing his hand, pushing Jaden to the absolute limit.
And that duel has serious consequences.
Massive.
Jaden loses, and the sheer energy drain from the bioband literally makes him collapse. It's the first real sign of the physical toll this is taking. Axel sees it and starts to realize, what have I gotten myself into? He sees he's just a pawn.
So with Jaden weakened, someone else needs to step up.
And that's Jesse. He really becomes the group's moral compass here. He takes on duelists like, Trapper.
Crap. His whole gimmick is stealing duel spirits, right? Like trapping them forever.
Exactly. It's a really dark strategy. And the duel between him and Jesse is crucial for showing Jesse's character. Trapper's trying to snag the rest of the crystal.
But Jesse's focused on something else. He's fighting tooth and nail to rescue one specific card, Jerry Bean's Man. A seemingly minor monster. Why? Because years ago, he promised a little kid he'd get that card back for him.
Wow. So even with his own powerful monsters on the line, he prioritizes this promise.
It shows his fundamental decency, his selfless, which makes what happens to him later with Yubel even more tragic.
And all this intense dueling, Viper's just soaking up the energy.
Oh yeah, he's thrilled. The desperation, the high stakes, it's exactly what he needs.
So when do they finally confront Viper? When does his whole deal come out?
It happens after Adrian Gecko does some digging, confirms the conspiracy. Viper is cornered, forced into a duel with Jaden, and that's when he spills his backstory.
The Special Forces stuff.
Right. Elite soldier, mission on the island to investigate some crashed object. Helicopter goes down. He's the only survivor who reaches the wreckage.
And this connects to his son, Pierce.
Yes. And this is where the original Japanese version is significantly darker than the dub. The dub says Pierce died from an illness. Pierce was hit by a truck. Chasing after his dropped duel cards, ran right into the street. It's much more sudden, more brutal.
That's hard. But either way, the loss is what drives Viper.
At the crash site, grieving, he finds this. The source describes it as a charred hand, part of a glowing orange entity. And this entity promises Viper it can bring Pierce back.
If Viper helps it gather energy.
Exactly. And now we can connect the dots, that glowing figure, the voice, the eye from the beginning. It's all Yubel.
So Yubel was pulling the strings the whole time, using Viper's grief.
She orchestrated the entire bioband arc. Viper was just a pawn, a tool to gather enough dueling energy for her to fully manifest again. It's incredibly manipulative.
And once she has enough energy,
boom! Duel Academy is literally ripped out of its dimension and thrown into an alternate, the dimension.
And this is where everything changes. Dueling isn't a game anymore.
Not at all. The consequences become terrifyingly real, terrifyingly physical.
This ties into Bastion's return.
Yeah.
He'd been missing since season 2.
Yeah. His disappearance is finally explained. It links back to Professor Eisenstein's unified duel theory, this idea of 12 dimensions, including one specifically for dual spirits.
So Bastian accidentally went there.
He basically poked a hole through the dimensional barrier while doing his research, got himself stranded in the dimension world ahead of everyone else. That's why he comes back completely fired.
Because he knows the rules there.
He knows exactly what happens. Losing life points means real physical pain. Lose all your life points. You don't just lose the duel. You turn into, well, they call it stardust. You're erased. Gone.
Okay, the stakes are officially life and death. And then a new bad guy shows up almost immediately.
Right, just to pile on the trauma. Marcel Bonaparte, who's actually Principal Bonaparte's son, and he's become a vessel for the darkness in this dimension. His goal, find the sealed sacred card. So no rest for Jaden and the other. Stranded, hunted, and the rules mean death is permanent. Hashtag Supreme King arc, Jaden's regression and sacrifice.
All right, so they're trapped in this nightmare dimension where duels are lethal. This has got to take a massive toll on Jaden, right? He's usually so optimistic.
This is where you see Jaden, the happy-go-lucky hero, just start to vanish. He's consumed by guilt. He led his friends here into this danger, and he feels responsible for everything awful that happens next.
And the villains exploit that guilt.
Ruthless. The first major threat they face in this dimension is Braun, the mad king of the dark. His whole plan isn't just victory, it's psychological torture aimed directly at...
How does he do that?
He uses Jaden's friends to power his ultimate weapon, the super wicked cannon or something like that, but it's how he powers. He targets Jaden's closest friends, Chazz, Alexis, Hasselberry.
What does he do to them?
He inflicts these things called runes on them. Chazz gets the rune of anger, Alexis gets anguish, Hasselberry gets sadness. These runes, they glow, and they force the person to vocalize darkest negative.
Oh man. So they're forced to tell Jaden all their resentment.
Exactly. All the frustration, the fear, the blame they might have felt but never said. Braun makes them say it out loud, maximizing Jaden's guilt and pain. And then
what?
Once they've poured out all that negativity, their essence is ripped out, literally sealed into pages of Braun's spellbook, and their bodies just dissolve into that stardust, gone.
Jaden has to watch this happen to his best friend while they're telling him it's his fault.
Yeah. He watches them get emotionally gutted and then physically erased. It completely shatters him. He stops eating. His mental state deteriorates.
Is there anyone who can help him? Anyone who understands this level of darkness?
There is one person who shows up, and it's crucial, but also incredibly trapped. Zane Truesdale returns.
Zane? But he wasn't in great shape last time we saw him, was he?
He's much worse now. The source material is clear. Those brutal underground duels he was doing, they've wrecked his heart. He has a severe heart condition. He's basically living on borrowed time. His body is...
But he still tries to help.
He does. Despite being literally near death, he acts as a mentor. He helps Cyrus escape danger, and he tries to reach Jaden, tries to pull him back from the brink. Zane can see the darkness.
But it's not enough.
It's too late. The psychological damage from watching his friends die, blaming himself, it's done. And that's when the Supreme...
The black armor, the helmet, the terrifying voice.
It confirms a really important piece of lore. The Supreme King isn't some separate demon possessing Jaden. He is Jaden, or rather, Jaden's dark, a part of his original power and death, amplified to monstrous levels by all that despair.
So Jaden becomes the villain.
Effectively, yes. His own darkness takes control. And who's the one person who can actually see this truth?
Jim Crocodile Cook.
Jim, yeah. Because he have that mystical artifact, the Eye of Oraculum. Not the same Orichalcos thing from the original series. This is different. It lets him see a person's inner light and darkness.
And he looks at the Supreme King and sees Jaden inside.
He confirms it. The horror is the thing wearing that armor is Jaden, overwhelmed by his own negative.
So Jim decides he has to fight him, to save him.
Him and Shirley, yeah. His loyal crocodile companion is right there with him. They challenge the Supreme King, knowing it's likely a suicide mission.
What happens in that duel?
It's heartbreaking. Jim uses this really powerful analogy during the duel. He compares Jaden's true self to a beautiful fossil trapped inside rock.
And the only way to free the fossil
is to break the rock.
Yeah.
Even if it hurt. Jim knows he probably can't win, but maybe he can weaken the king, crack that outer shell.
So he sacrifices himself.
He does. He lets the Supreme King's monster, Infernal Wing, defeat him and Shiro. They both turn to Stardust. But his sacrifice isn't in vain. It does weaken the king's hold. And just before he vanishes, Jim manages to pass the Eye of Oraculum to Axel Brody.
So now it's Axel's turn. He has to face the Supreme King armed with Jim's eye.
Right, and this is Axel's big moment of redemption, but he's also got his own serious trauma.
Car crash from his childhood.
Yeah. Later, in Season 4, we learn Truman kind of manipulated that memory, but the core trauma is real for Axel in this moment. The guilt of having to choose between saving his father or his mother and feeling responsible for his mother's death.
And he has to overcome that while fighting the Supreme King.
He does. The eye helps him see the truth, see the Jaden trapped inside. He finds the strength, fights back, and manages to force a draw. He uses his volcanic counter-trap card, which inflicts damage to both players based on the damage.
A draw. Does that work?
It does. That massive feedback breaks the Supreme King's hold. The darkness recedes, the armor vanishes, and Jaden's consciousness. Axel succeeded, but the cost is absolute. The moment Jaden is back, Axel, having fulfilled his purpose, also turns to Stardust.
Oh my god, so Jaden wakes up, he's himself again, but Jim, Shirley, and Axel are all gone. Sacrificed to save him.
He's left completely alone, surrounded by the fading stardust of his friends, utterly broken. The victory is devastatingly hollow.
Okay, so Jaden is back, but he's shattered. He's just seen 3 friends basically die for him. He must be completely paralyzed by guilt.
Utterly paralyzed. Fear, guilt, self-loathing. He's at his absolute lowest, and that's when the real mastermind finally steps on. Yubel takes full control of Jesse's body. See the orange eyes, the darker look, the chillingly calm way Jesse starts talking, and she reveals the whole season. Viper, the Dimension World, the Supreme King. It was all just setting the stage for this reunion.
She explains their history, the ancient connection.
The whole thing. She confirms Jaden was this prince in a past life, born with the Supreme King's power, and Yubel wasn't just some random card Jaden had. She was his designated guardian, his protector, bound to him for it. She says she underwent this incredibly painful journey, received a dragon's heart, apparently, to gain the power needed to protect him forever. It cemented their bond, her eternal duty.
But something went wrong. How did she become like this, so destructive?
It traces back to when Jaden sent her card, and similar to how he created the Neospace, maybe hoping to cleanse her darkness or just protect her from Earth's influence. We don't know for sure.
But it didn't work out.
The capsule crash-landed back on Earth, or maybe just got damaged in space. The experience, the isolation, the pain, it corrupted, twisted that protective instinct into something possessive and destructive.
So her love became this obsession.
Exactly. It warped into this belief that the only way to truly keep Jaden safe and fulfill their bond was to destroy everything else.
Yeah.
All the other dimensions, all other people. Create a new reality where it's just the two of them forever.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
A world of just them two.
Total nihilism born from corrupted love. But before Jaden can even process this, before he can confront her, there's one more act of heroism, one final sacrifice. Zane steps up. Knowing his heart is shot, knowing this is almost certainly his final act, he challenges Yubel, who's still using Jesse's body.
His last dupe. Does he go out strong?
He goes out like an absolute legend. It's arguably his greatest performance. He pulls off this insane combo. Power Bond on Cyber and Dragon doubles its attack to 8,000.
Already huge.
Then he activates Cybernetic Zone, boosting it again. Cyber and Dragon hits 16,000 attack points. It's astronomical.
16,000. Does he land the hit?
He lands a massive blow on Yubel, managing to free Jesse's spirit in the process. But the cost of power, you take damage equal to the monster's original attack point turn.
And his heart.
Can't take it. 4,000 points of damage is too much. He collapsed. His final words are to Cyrus, telling him he's proud of him, how much he's grown, and then Zane Truesdale turns to Stardust.
Wow. A definitive end for Zane. Tragic, but heroic.
Truly. So now, Jaden is really alone, facing Yubel, the source of so much pain, and he's struggling with the very tool that defined his dark polymerization.
He's afraid to use it because of what he did as the Supreme King.
Exactly. He associates it with destruction, with loss, but then his truest allies step in.
His dual spirits.
Nia, Wingbow. They appear to him, remind him what fusion is really about. Not just destruction, but connection, unity, creation. They help him see the card isn't inherently evil, it's how you use it.
So he finds a way to use it for good.
Yeah.
Against Yubel.
He finds the ultimate non-violence. He realizes he understands Yubel's original intention to protect him. It just got horribly twisted. So he decides not to destroy her, but to save, to heal her in a way. Super polymerization, the card that can fuse anything. He acts
to fuse Yubel with what?
With himself. He merges their spirits, their souls, into one single unified being. He takes her darkness, her pain, her corrupted love, self.
He becomes both, the king and the guardian.
Precise. He accepts that burden, fuses their destinies to stabilize the dimensions and end the conflict. It's an incredible act of empathy and sacrifice.
And this is where the international dub just stopped.
Pretty much dead ends there. Jaden collapses into Yubel's arms, fade to black, roll credits. If you only saw the dub, you're left thinking Jaden, Zane, Adrian, Bastion, Jim, Axel, They're all dead or lost forever. It's a really bleak, incomplete ending.
But the Japanese version continues.
Yeah, thankfully. It confirms Jaden does return, but he's not the same. He's carrying Yubel within him now. He's withdrawn, depressed, haunted by everything. The Yubel funk, sources call it, and that sets up the entire final season.
Okay, season 4, the lost season for so many viewers. This is the true conclusion, the part that wraps everything up.
Exactly. It's the epilogue, the healing arc, and the final philosophical hurdle Jaden needs to.
So what's the setup? Jaden's back, but he's messed up. What about the others?
Jim, Axel, and Jesse, they've gone back to their own academy. Their part in Jada's immediate story is done. Zane is back at Duel Academy alongside...
Wait, Zane's back, but he turned to Stardust.
Yes, let me clarify that time. The Zane Stardust scene is his definitive end. Season 4 actually takes place after Jaden returns from the fusion, but before Zane's final off-screen duel happens chronologically within the season's event. We see him briefly back at the academy, still unwell, before his ultimate fate is confirmed later in Season 4. Apologies, the timeline gets...
Okay, got it. So Jaden is back, carrying Yubel, deeply depressed. That Yubel funk.
Right. He's wrestling with immense guilt and nihilism. He's constantly talking to Professor Banner's spirit, seeking guidance. The old Jaden enthusiasm is just gone.
And a new threat emerges while he's like this.
Naturally, a mystery surfaces around a former honor Suwara. He supposedly disappeared years ago, messing with stuff in the abandoned dorm, connecting back to those early...
And Fujiwara is connected to the main villain, Night Shroud.
Yeah, Night Shroud is the ultimate antagonist. But the way this darkness manifests is really interesting. It's through defective cards.
Defective cards, like misprint.
No, more philosophical than that. The idea presented is that dual monster cards that are neglected, forgotten, maybe thrown away, or treated without respect, they become corrupt, tainted by human doubt and negativity.
So like the collective negative energy of people giving up on their cards allows the darkness in.
That's the concept.
Yeah.
These neglected cards become conduits for Night Shroud, this cosmic darkness, to seep into the world.
Wow, that's pretty meta. Who's the face of this threat?
Initially, it's a character named Truman. He appears as this sort of blank slate, almost clone-like, and his entire purpose is psychological warfare via dueling.
Not just winning, but breaking the opponent mentally.
Exactly. He targets their deepest traumas. We see this brutally with Axel.
Axel's back too.
He comes back briefly, and Truman forces him into a duel that makes him relive the car crash trauma, presents him with monster versions of his parents, and forces him to choose again, basically mocking his lifelong. It's really messed up.
That's horrible. Does Truman have any other tricks?
Oh yeah, a terrifying one. When Truman defeats someone, he doesn't just beat them, he erases them from existence and from everyone's... They were never there. Pure existential horror.
Okay, so the stakes are still incredibly high. Now, about Zane, you clarified the timing. Season 4 does give us his definitive end.
It does. Later in Season 4, it's confirmed that his heart condition finally catches up to him for good. He has one last duel, off-screen, described as heroic, and then he peacefully turns to start. It's treated with finality. A quiet, sad end.
Right. So Night Shroud himself, what is he, ultimately?
He's revealed to be more than just a spirit or a corrupted duelist. He is the literal cosmic embodiment of all the darkness, doubt, and nihilism generated by humans throughout history, particularly relating to how they misuse or abandon things like duel monsters.
So like the ultimate negativity.
Pretty much. He represents the void, the belief that bonds don't matter, hope is futile, everything ends in darkness. He challenges Jaden directly on.
How does he challenge Jaden specifically?
He sees Jaden fused with Yubel as this anomaly, something that doesn't belong anywhere, not truly human, not truly spirit. He even manages to temporarily rip Yubel's spirit out of Jaden during their final duel, trying to isolate him completely, prove he's nothing without her.
But does that work, or does it backfire?
It backfired. Being isolated forces Jaden to fully embrace the strength he gained from the fusion, the understanding of bonds and connection. He completely rejects Night Shroud's philosophy.
How does he fight back against cosmic doubt?
It's brilliant. He reaches out mentally to his friends Chazz, Alexis, Cyrus, who are trapped in Night Shroud's dimension of despair, forced to relive their failures, paralyzed by doubt.
And Jaden snaps them out of it.
He yells out to them, tells them not just to believe in themselves, but to trust the power of their one special card.
Their ace monster.
More than that, the card that represents their journey, their bonds, their memories, good and bad. It's a power. Friendship connects shared history. That's the true power against nihilism.
And that works. Believing in their cards breaks the spell.
It does. Their collective belief in those bonds shatters Night Shroud's hold. Everyone trapped is free. They return to the real world. Night Shroud is defeated, essentially by the power of friendship made manifest, though he does warn that darkness, being human, will always return.
Wow. That's a really satisfying thematic conclusion. So what's left after defeating cosmic negativity?
The perfect final grace note, graduation. Jaden's about to leave Duel Academy, unsure of his path. Winged Kurbo guides him to an empty arena.
And Yugi's there.
Yugi Muto is there. Or rather, Yami Yugi takes over for one last epic duel, Jaden's true graduation exam.
Do we see who wins?
No, the outcome isn't the point. It's left ambiguous. The point, as Yami Yugi tells him, is that somewhere along the way, becoming the Supreme King, fusing with Yubel, saving the dimensions, Jaden lost something vital.
What do you lose?
The simple, pure joy of dueling. He forgot why he loved the game in the first place.
And this duel helps him find it again.
Exactly. Battling the king of games just for the thrill of it reignites that spark. He realizes that after everything, he can still just enjoy he finds his closure.
And then he heads off.
Yep. The final shot is Jaden, backpack on, heading out into the world for his next adventure, deck ready, carrying that heavy past, but finally looking forward again. Hashtag tag out. And that really brings us to the end of it. It's such a profound journey when you look at the whole picture, especially those last 2 seasons. The sources just reveal this incredible maturity, this emotional depth that completely transforms GX.
Yeah, Jaden's arc is something from the carefree kid to this, well, deeply complex, tragic hero who literally has to absorb his own darkness to save reality.
And the theme of bonds isn't just talk, it's the literal weapon against cosmic despair, and trusting those connections break out.
And that fusion with Yubel, it's not undone. It defines his future role. He's not just a duelist anymore, he's the guardian king carrying this immense spiritual weight.
Which leaves us with a really potent final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. Jaden is now permanently fused with Yubel. Remember, she was his eternal guardian, twisted by pain into something destructive, but rooted in protection.
So he carries both now, the king and the guardian, light and dark.
What kind of duelist does that really make him going forward? How does that constant internal duality, the memory of the Supreme King, the presence of Yubel, shape his adventures after Duel Academy? It's a heavy burden.
The Slifer Slacker, the shadow of the king, and an ancient spirit all rolled in. That's definitely a complex future ahead. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the weird, dark, and ultimately resolved saga of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX's later season. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.